By the way, Facebook's giving me challenges, so I'm just going to deal with this. If you can figure this one out, if not, go grab the iPad because this one's giving me challenges. My attention is going to be mainly via Timid Insta, Peabody Insta, and Twitter. So, strange times, huh? We're living in. Really strange times, weird times, exciting times. I can tell you for us, these are by far been the greatest times for us. These are very, very good times right now for business. And I know a lot of you guys are also doing good as well, preparing for when this thing goes away, this whole coronavirus thing that we're all dealing with. When this goes away, big things, I foresee a lot of big things taking place. Just go to Facebook, we'll figure it out, because this one here, Mario, this computer, when you own a computer from 1942 that is powered by the entire city of Texas, the city of Dallas, you're gonna have problems.
I don't know where we have Facebook.
Okay, it's all good. So questions, post your questions, put a phone number. I wanna call you. By the way, tomorrow, what time are we doing this? Your next 5 moves, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am launching a chapter of this book that I want to share with you. I can't wait for that, by the way, for you guys to get a chapter of this book. By the way, for all of you that have ordered the book, thank you for doing that. Many of you guys have already pre-ordered. The challenge with pre-order is the following. We've had multiple conversations with Simon & Schuster. I'm telling you guys right now, so up front, you know, their challenge right now, why they're now launching a lot of books, is because the printers are not printing at the pace they did before, which means if you don't pre-order your books, when the book comes out on August 18th, you won't be one of the first to get the books. It's probably going to take 2 weeks, 6 weeks for the books to be shipped out to you because of what's taking place. But tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing a launch where I'm sharing a chapter with this book with you in a 1 hour live that I did, 1 hour video that I did strategy-wise on how you can get your strategies for the book next. And then also tomorrow, let me see that cover as well. We're going to have 20 people that are going to get the sleeve of the book signed, sent your way. Only 20. You'll be the first 20 that get this. I'll announce this tomorrow. This is pretty sick to put on the wall, by the way, at the office. And this is not going to go to everybody. It'll be only 20 people that have this signed going to them. So having said that, do we have Facebook Live as well? I think we do here in a minute. Post your questions, put your numbers. I'm going to dial you, and we'll go from there. And I'll go one at a time with whoever's got the best question. People are asking, how can I get the book? You can get it on Amazon. Just go to Amazon, type in your next 5 moves. You'll be able to get it. Facebook, you're joining us as well. We got a bunch of different people here. We got Instagram, we got Twitter, we got Mario, we got Adam, we got Kai here, and we got Facebook here. Francisco, Selena, a bunch of different guys. So who wants to do call first? We got Instagram here. When do you wake up and why is exercise in business so critical? Do we take that one? What do you think, Mario? When do I wake up? I just finished doing the impossible. I have questions. Okay, I am calling Afsane. You have questions. Let's call Afsane here. All right, Afsane. By the way, Afsane is a Persian name. Let's see if this person is Persian. First call, Afsane.
Hello?
Is this Afsane?
Yes, Patrick, this is Afsa.
Afsa, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I am doing wonderful as well. Where are you based out of?
I am in Houston, Texas area working with Taz Agency, Valentina Martinez.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so what's on your mind? Tell me what you're thinking about. What's on your mind?
Well, I just finished your book a couple days ago.
Okay.
And it was amazing. The 25 laws, I absolutely loved it. It was a very simple read, but it gave me a lot of insight. And I think I'm looking at the challenges right now. I would say the hardest one being, can you talk a little bit about law number 10, breaking away from the old you?
Oh, that's a tough one to do because you've been the you for a long time. How old are you, by the way?
I am 20 years old.
Oh my gosh, when I was 20 years old, you could only find me at one place 7 days a week. And it wasn't business. At 20 years old, I was barely getting out of the Army. I woke up every day at 4:30. We had formation. We trained. We worked all day at the motor pool, and then after motor pool, we'd come back and we trained a little bit more, and then we'd go to nightclubs 7 days a week. I was one of the most committed guys to partying. But at 20 years old, to break away from the old you at 20 years old is not easy, because everybody around you is telling you to live a certain life. Everybody around you is pressuring you to meet the criterias of what it is to be 20. But once I got out and I got very clear about who I wanted to be, because everything at the foundation of everything, which is the first 3 chapters of this book, Your Next 5 Moves, the foundation of your next 5 moves is who you want to be. I think a lot of times we forget who we want to be, and we do what our parents want us to be. We go do what our family wants us to be, our friends wants us to be, and we don't do what we want to do. So for me, once I got clear at the age of 21, 22, 23, it was game over for me, and it's just not a life I wanted to live. I didn't want to live the regular life. I wanted to go out there and do something big with myself. So won't be easy, and the chances of you doing it will be slim. I'm talking 5 to 10%. But if you do it, the life you live will be absolutely magical. Well, you'll look back saying, I'm so glad I made a decision to do so.
Wow. Wow, yes. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what you'll do with your life in the next 5, 10 years. And hopefully one of these days we'll get a chance to meet you.
Absolutely. You will be meeting me very soon.
I look forward to it. Take care of yourself.
Likewise.
Bye-bye,
Thank
bye-bye.
you so much, Patrick.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Okay, next, let's see, Facebook. How you doing? Facebook is with us, Mario, just so you know.
Perfect.
They're not in spirit. They're actually with us on Facebook, which is always good.
Competition.
Nadim says, I need $20,000. Please, I beg you, give me 20 times. He's laughing because of the post.
Yeah, the message.
By the way, back tennis, I got to tell you guys, for some of you guys that watched today's video I posted responding to censorship. A lot of you guys were asking me about censorship, so I made this video because we were trying to have Dr. Mike on. And after reaching out to Dr. Mike, Valuetainers, you're somewhat of a bully. I went and watched the comments you guys posted on this video. You are somewhat of a bully. You gave him a hard time. But, we'll see whether he's going to choose to do so. Even if he does it without our platform, he does it on his own. I look forward to seeing that become a reality. On Twitter, I want to enter the life insurance industry, but I'm 17 years old. What do? You wait a year is what you do. Patrick, what made you want to compete? When did you realize you wanted to be a champion? Okay. Let's call this one. Here's in Tennessee. I'm calling you, by the way. 165. Hang on one second. We're going to call you here. 1615. It's a Nashville number. You know how I know that? Do you know how I know it's a Nashville number? No. I used to go to a nightclub in Nashville called Silverados. It was a country club. Okay? And
Patrick, how's it going?
how you doing?
It's Alex Marufo.
Alex, what's the word, man? How are things in Nashville?
Things are looking great. The future's looking bright. It's looking bright.
You that excited about it, huh? I like it. I like your attitude. What do you do yourself, Alex?
I'm actually with PHP Agency.
You are as well. You guys are hogging today's live, by the way. I want to do some non-PHP people. But tell me, what's on your mind? What's your question? What are you thinking?
So I just wanted to ask you, when did you realize you wanted to compete? And when did you realize, you wanted to be that champion in your life for your family?
The alternative sucks. It's that simple. The alternative is a boring life. I could care less about living a boring life. What for? Why would I want to live a boring life? I'm big. I want to be out there where I have opponents. I have competitors. I have others that want to kind of challenge me and put me out of business. I like a certain level of competition that you have to figure out a way to maneuver. Today I was having a conversation with Adam about different things with business, and I was talking to him about why my views about politics, because I had a call yesterday with Dennis Prager. He and I had an hour and a half call yesterday, myself, himself, and his wife, Sue, who's an attorney, and we talked about running for office, what it's like to run for office. And we talked about the most annoying part about running for office. And they said, what's the annoying part? I said, raising money. Why is raising money the most annoying part about running for office? Because if you raise money, you have to what? You owe people what? Favors, right? And when you owe people favors, what do you do when you owe people favors? Some of the favors you have to do for them are not the best for everybody else. So I'm not a fan of the way politics is ran. But in the world of business, when you compete, if another person has a better plan than you, if another person has better ideas than you, if another person is working harder than you, improving more than you, and they beat you, they deserve the victory that they got. But if you're able to do the opposite to them, you deserve all the accolades if you're able to pull that off. So I'm a guy that grew up watching sports. I'm a guy that read every single thing about stats with competition. There's a part about this book. There's a part in this book, Your Next 5 Moves, which I'm doing a live tomorrow to share a chapter of the book with you. You can go to pbd.live to register for tomorrow's live. That's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. One of the things I talk about in that book is the fact that when you face an opponent, and you face an opponent that is 10 times bigger than you, 20 times bigger than you, 100 times bigger than you, they're intimidating. You're scared of them. You don't think you can beat them. It's like facing off Goliath. In every possible way, they should put you out of business. There's no way in the world you can beat them. But how do you go up against somebody like that and still find a way to win? How do you do that? How does somebody go up against somebody like that and compete with them? You can go out there and play basketball. I can play on Sundays. I play 1 on 2 against my boys. I got a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. Every time we play together on Sundays, I feel like Shaq. I'm the most dominant basketball player in my family, by the way, just so you guys, I don't know if you guys know this or not. Hands down, Adam, it's the truth. I'm the most dominant basketball player in my family. If my 2 sons, the 6 and the 8-year-old, play basketball against me, they're going down. Hands down. They cannot stop me. I have so many unique moves against these kids. I school them. I school them. They're going to grow up one day saying our dad used to school us in basketball, but I think soon it's going to change because the 6-year-old has got game. Here's a moral of the story. I feel good at competing against 6 and 8-year-olds. You know, makes me feel good the fact that, oh my gosh, I'm Shaq against these guys. But maybe I go to YMCA and I play about, the guys at YMCA. Maybe I'll feel a little bit good. I say, I can hang with these guys. But then you go play against high school players that are 17 years old, varsity, and they kind of beat you up. Then you go play against college, you embarrass yourself. Then if you go play with NBA players, it's not even a fair match on what's going to be taking place. Everything about what I did in the insurance industry was constantly trying to compete against guys a level above me. Because once you beat the people at your level, if you stay there for too long, you're no longer a competitor. You're a bully. You are a bully. I want to be bullied. I want to beat bullies. I don't want to be the bully. I want to beat the bully. So competition allows you to compete with guys who are slightly bigger than you to make you feel like you can hang in there. So that's one of the reasons why I love competition. Everything else is boring to me. We lost our buddy here. Okay, we lost our buddy here. I think I actually accidentally hung up on him. Okay, so let's see. What's the next question that we have? I'll look at Facebook here. Facebook, a guy said LeBron's the greatest of all time. You are delusional. Delusional. Okay, this guy says, I have a non-PHP question regarding marketing a business transition. I'm only taking non-PHP questions. PHP, you're spoiled. You cannot get me for questions today. Nothing. It's non-PHP. Kenneth, I'm calling you. Kenneth, you better not trick me. We got 15,000 agents and I don't know all their names. So I hope you're not playing games with me here. Kenneth, I'm coming your way. I had 1520. 520 area code. 520. You got a lot of girlfriends. Where's 520? 520. Kenneth, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
So you sound like East Coast. What's a 520 area code?
That's Arizona. It's actually south of Tucson.
Well, that's very East Coast. That's East Coast to California.
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
We're moving the right direction. You bet.
So tell me, what's on your mind?
Well, shoot, I have a P&C agency.
Okay.
It's an independent. We've got 5 offices in Arizona, and I've got a partner, 12 staff.
Okay.
My question to you is, when do you know the right time is to make the transition from becoming the best producer, the guy that lands the whale clients, to building a team and transition to being a coach and building people instead of your own book of business?
Well, let me ask you, what's your vision? If I'm sitting there with you and you're trying to recruit me to work for your company, or if you want me to invest and be a 20% investor in your company, sell me the vision of where your company is going. And don't sell me what you want to sell me to make the money and then change your mind. What is actually the vision of your business? Who do you want to be?
Sure. The vision of our business is to have 20 offices in the Southwest,
Okay.
100 employees.
Okay.
and doing gross revenue of $10 million.
And what are you doing right now?
We're at probably 1.7, and like I said, we got 12 employees, 5 offices.
So you want to go from 1.7 to $10 million?
Correct.
Okay. And in doing so, out of your $1.7 million, where does most of your revenue come from? An office independently ran with a leader, or a great personal producer working out of your office?
Man, what an excellent question. Most of our revenue comes from a leader of the office. I wish I had an army of producers.
But wait a minute, hang tight right there. Listen, we're learning something together here, okay? So you said most of your revenue of the $1.7 million you do is out of an office ran by an independent leader, yes?
Correct.
Okay, so in your mind, you're thinking about chasing producers, but that office that's creating the most revenues for you is ran by somebody that's independent of you, and they're a strong leader that they have producers reporting to him or her, yes?
Yes.
How did that person become a leader? Were they a leader before you found them, or did you help build them into a leader?
So here's the funny thing about that individual. He actually stopped me dead in my tracks, chased me down, and I say this all humility, grabbed my arm, and he worked at a country club. I didn't know he was in the insurance industry previous to that.
Okay.
And I'm in the Rotarian and so on, and he just...
I'm listening. Keep going. I'm listening.
I'm sorry. So he pursued me. And my hiring tactics are reject. But if you can't pursue me as a future employer, you'll have no luck in pursuing candidate or clients, prospects, suspects, et cetera, and so on. So I just didn't. He was a diamond in the rough. Came to me, sought me out, says, "I like your style. I want to work with you. I think we do great things together."
Okay.
And it took him roughly 24 months. I didn't really know, and he just lit up, took off, owned it, and ran with it. And it's just a tremendous business.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, out of your 1.7 million, how much does he do? Does he do 500,000 a year out of the 1.7?
Yeah,
okay.
half a mil.
That's good. I figured that.
Right.
Okay. So he's 30% of your business, 28% of your business.
Right. Him and his organization. Correct.
Okay. Him and his, how many producers does he have reporting to him?
2. He's got 2.
Okay. Does he have the ability to help open up other offices?
That's an excellent question. I haven't really challenged him with that.
It's not about a challenge.
Opportunity.
It's not a challenge thing. It's got nothing to do with you challenging him. Okay, so your challenge is very simple for me. Very, very simple for somebody like me. You need help with your compensation structure is what you need help with. Your comp plan is going to produce a certain behavior, and the behavior that you're asking about that you want is not being taken place because your comp plan is not producing what you want. Meaning, for example, your voice immediately went to finding personal producers. So a personal producer in the world is to do what? To go take another good personal producer from another PNC shop and they come to you. We'll give you a better contract. We do this, we do that, all this other stuff, right? Which in a beautiful world, to me, I don't care to get another personal producer from another shop. I care to have a great training system in place myself, where if you come and work with me, I'm going to help you get to the next level, whether you are in the industry or not. So that's number one. Number two, sit down and look at your comp plan. Study your comp plan and find out why your people are doing what they're doing. Why are they not opening up an office? Is there an incentive to do so? Is there an incentive to develop leaders, or is it an incentive to just be a personal producer? And if it doesn't match the vision of getting to $10 million, you're not going to get there at the time that you want to get there. But if you go out there and change your comp plan, you put a couple bogeys in place, then maybe the guy that runs your office will sit there and say, you know what? I'm going to go develop 3 leaders and open up their own offices because I'm going to make 5 to 10 points based on what they're doing in their offices. I want to be able to do that. So, and then when you do that, you'll get to your 20 offices, you'll get to $10 million a year income, and you'll have a bunch of leaders that are doing it without you being desperate about them leaving you or not leaving you. So my suggestion to you is go study your comp plan and make adjustments to produce the types of results that you want, because your incentives right now are not producing the behavior that you want.
That's wonderful. Thank you so very much. I will do exactly that. But my other option with that was to grow through acquisition and do a bunch of roll-ups.
I'm not a fan of that.
Timing in the market. No, okay. Why not?
So let's just say if I do it, say you go out there and do it with the acquisition and you get a bunch of people that roll up. That doesn't mean you know how to build leaders. That doesn't mean you know how to build leaders.
not sustainable.
No. Let me explain this to you again. So when I first started my insurance company, we had 66 agents. My guys came up and they held a meeting and they said, what can we do to recruit people away from our competitors? You know what I told them? Here's what I told them. Why would anybody want to work with you right now? They said, what do you mean? I said, why would anybody work with you? Would you work with you? If somebody like you called you, would you say yes? Yes, be honest. No, why wouldn't you say yes? Because I don't have proof of what I built. I said, great. I said, first, let's go show that the way we lead people works because of our system that we have in place. Once you do that, then you can go acquire because they want to come and learn your system because it's plug and play. Then they are duplicating your system. But step number one is have more stories of this guy that came up to you that you build into doing $500,000 your income. You build 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of these guys, then the world's going to be calling you. You won't have to go beg people. Everyone's going to be calling you.
That's amazing. You got it. That makes absolutely sense.
Spend more time during this time focused on your comp and your system. And then better I develop on leaders, you'll get to 10 million in no time.
Thank you so very much, Patrick. I love you. I love your content. You're an inspiration. Thank you.
I appreciate you, buddy. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Awesome. Okay. Non-PHP, right? I thought it was fair to do non-PHP. All right, let's see who else we got out there that's got a question with us. Lou says, I'm sexy. Lou, I appreciate that, buddy, but I'm happily married. Nicole Riccardi is watching. Okay, let's see. I never let my boys beat games. It makes them feel better. And it's true. It's a good strategy. Okay, Facebook doesn't have any questions. Let's come to Instagram here. Okay. Trinidad, love your content. I have many questions. You got to post it for me to call you, buddy. We have people from Armenia. Okay, did you know that you will be successful? Because I do. And I change from what makes money to what I love. And do you think it's time consuming or do I do both? Shakito, I'm calling you. Let me see where you're based out of. And Shakito, if you are with PHP, I'm going to hang up on you as much as I love you. Okay, because that's the disclaimer today. 24/7, I'm with you guys. Okay? All right, let's see what we got here.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voice.
Pay your bills.
Has not been set up yet.
Try one more time here. You're going to get one last try here. 951. Let's see what we got here.
Hello.
Shalom.
I just can't believe that you are calling me. This is unbelievable. I need to start recording this. I'm just not believing this. Thank you so much.
How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm very good. Where are you based out of?
Yeah, I'm from Serbia, but based in Chicago.
You're based in Chicago. What part of Chicago?
Close to the airport.
Okay, nice. So what's on your mind? Tell me, what's your question?
Yeah, I have a question actually. Maybe it's probably a lot of people thinking about it. I was in transportation industry and making a lot of money for some people, not for me. And basically, I didn't love the job. And then I switched to digital marketing that I really like, and I studied past 4 years, and I really think that I'm good at it. And just starting my agency past year, so just like trying to get enough clients. Now I'm making like around $10,000, so still it's not enough for my eyes and stuff like that, but for somebody big, I just like want to see, do you think that if somebody like what they do and feeling really good when they are helping people, will at the end generalize more money if you're making your own path than if you're just like following somebody else's lead and just like go to that like shortcut and just like make money?
Okay, so let me unpack the question and see if I understand what you're saying, because it's a technical question. Are you saying, do I pursue my passion or do I go do what makes money? Is that what you're asking? No.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Or are you asking, do I go do my own thing and make 10 grand a month, or do I go work for somebody else and learn from him and maybe make more money? What are you asking?
Yes. So basically, I already make my money in transportation, so I have time to figure out my own business. Should I go somewhere and like learn the systems in like some bigger firm and then just like work for somebody else?
Well, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be yourself? What are you solving for?
Marketing vision of you. not selling insurance, but selling consultant services to big companies just to help them grow, and how can they provide and sell some services or product to their customers, something that's new.
So consulting services that you can scale, that's what you want to build?
Yes.
Okay, have you ever worked for somebody that has done that, where you've studied them to see what works and what doesn't work?
No, but I have the clients that I'm working right now, so basically I'm teaching while I'm working with them.
How big are your clients? How big are your clients?
Not that big.
I'm not surprised. Why would a big person hire you? I wouldn't hire you. I would never hire you. You want to know why?
Yes.
Okay, so you want the truth, or you want me to tell you how awesome you are?
I'm calling you so you can give me the rough truth.
Okay.
If I want to do a thing, I'll call me mom.
I appreciate that. That's the right answer. I like him already. Okay. So here's what I would tell you. Look, I think too many times people think about becoming grandparents before even knowing what kind of a woman to marry. Well, who cares about being a grandpa? You don't even have a girl in your life right now to think about marrying. Step number one is, if you want to build a family, is one, why do you want to get married? Because everybody else is getting married. You shouldn't get married for that. Why do you want to get married? Well, because my parents are pressuring me. You should never get married if your parents are pressuring you. Do you want to get married? I do want to get married. Why? Because honestly, chasing girls every day is annoying. Okay, I relate. I understand. So what else do you want to get married for? I like to be able to follow my traditions and have a family and be able to build a life with another person. Okay, great. What does that woman look like? Here's what it would be. What are 3 things you're not willing to tolerate and negotiate that if she has, you're not going to marry? Well, she can't be taller than 5'9". Why? Because I'm 5'8". Okay, great. Write that down. What else is it? I want her to have the same faith as me. I'm Jewish. I want her to be Jewish. Great. I'm not tolerating that. Then when you know that you're willing to get married, then when you know what kind of woman you don't want to be with, then when you write down who you want to be with, then you go tell the world what you're looking for. Then you go on dates with 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 of them. Then you see what you like, what you don't like. Then you date somebody for 3 months, 6 months, doesn't work out. Another person, 3 months, 6 months works out. Then you say, maybe I can marry this person. Then you get married. Then you ask the tough questions pre-getting married. Then you have kids. Then you, God willing, have healthy kids. You raise them well. Then they become leaders. Then you become a grandpa. Okay? So now let's go back to talking about what you want to do. You want to build a consulting business and scale it big and do what I'm doing, but you've never been in a company before that does consulting. You've never worked with others to see how they're doing. You've never shadowed them before. And the clients you're getting are small clients. Who would hire you? Nobody would hire you to do something big. You want the bigger, credible accounts. This is the route I took.
Yeah.
This is the route I took. There's a lot of people on YouTube that create content talking about the 7 keys to success, the 22 keys to being a millionaire. Matter of fact, there's another YouTube channel that literally, you know which one I'm talking about. He takes 100% of our videos. He has a script. He looks at the camera word for word. He says what I say on 20 Rules of Money. He says everything I say, and he's got 400,000 subscribers. It's verbatim, but he's reading it. Even guys comment on his channel and they say, you are verbatim taking stuff from Valuetainment. I don't care he's doing it. It's fine that he's doing it. He's showing it right now to another guy with this channel, but he's copying it. But you know why? When it comes down to credibility, a person's not going to spend $100,000 to have an hour conversation with that person because they've never built a business before. I want to follow content of people that are trifectas. They run a business. They have their own philosophies. They're engaged on a day-to-day basis. And because you do that, you get paid bigger dollars. So for you, if you really want to run a consulting company that scales and gets big, here's what I'd be doing. Number one, I'd go work for another company. I'd go work for a crazy founder who's competitive, who's got an edge, who's doing very good for himself. I'd watch the hell out of what he's doing. I'd watch him super closely. I'd ask questions. If he's staying up late and going to a bar to have dinner or have a drink, I'd go with him. If he goes to a lunch, I'd ask if I can go with him. I'd treat him to lunch. I'd take him to dinner. I'd take him all over the place to learn everything. And when I'm watching him, I'm watching for things he does right. I'm watching for things he doesn't do right. And I'm watching things he's not aware of. Then, as I'm getting more powerful and I'm being more valuable to him, then I have a serious conversation with him 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. And I say, listen, Johnny, what can I do to own a piece of this company? And then he tells me, you want to own a piece of this company? Yes. What do I need to do? I want to be with you long term, but I want to have some equity in it. Then he has a choice to say what? Yes? Or he has a choice to say what? No. If he says no, you have a choice to what? Leave. If he says yes, you have a choice to what? Stay. And you don't have to go start your own company, because sometimes you don't want to be an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur sometimes is a pain in the butt. Why not be an entrepreneur if you're trying to solve for being wealthy? But if he says no, then you go do what you want to do. Then you go, you build your own practice. And then if you do that because you had an experience working for a company or a big time player for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, then people say, oh my gosh, this guy knows what he's talking about, because you've seen the guy I work with, my investment banker, one of the guys, beast of a guy. He's worth $60 million. And a very modest guy, low-key guy. No one would know who he is. Lives in Greenwich, connected with everybody. If I needed tomorrow $100 million, he can put a meeting together and we could raise $100 million if we have the right idea. If I needed $1 billion, he can help me get $1 billion. He's that connected, this guy. He worked for a company, check this out. He worked for a company where for 6 years, I'm not going to say the name of the company because then everybody will know who he is. He worked for the company. Can you tell the attorney, can we do it 5 minutes afterwards? Just tell him, just say 5:35. Honestly, just tell him, I know he's going to be, okay. So he works for a company. He says for 6 years, all of these investment opportunities were coming up. And he says, all I did was look at every single one of the investment opportunities that would come up. I looked at spreadsheet after spreadsheet after spreadsheet after EBITDA after formulas. He says, I looked at hundreds of them, of ones we invested in, of CEOs, of entrepreneurs that made sense, didn't make sense, that today we'll be sitting in a meeting and he'll ask a question where everybody will be like, what a freaking question to ask. How the hell did you come up with that question? It's because he's watched so many of them. That's why if you want to play ball, go shadow a killer in that world, watch him for a few years, then ask for equity. If he gives it to you, go make that company $1 billion company. If not, go start your own deal.
Okay, makes sense a lot, honestly, because I'm thinking, I'm in 1 year in the business and I'm still thinking, should I go left or right? And of course, if you're hiring, I'll be more than glad to work for free, if that's a possibility at all. Just to teach from some of your marketing team.
I'm too difficult to work with, man. I'm way too demanding. Way too demanding.
So?
No, if you work with me, every day you're going to have to call your mom. Every day. Every day you're going to have to call your mom and you're going to say, Mom, this guy makes me cry every day. I mean, you don't want that kind of stuff. It's not good psychologically. It's not healthy for you.
Okay, if you say so, but still I would be more than glad to speak with somebody if that's a possibility. If not, I really appreciate for you making content for all of us, especially for me, because I really like your content and I'm basically shaking right now and forget to speak English.
It's all good, buddy. By the way, you are always welcome to send an email to us, info@valuetainment.com. We're always taking applications and we're always looking at people to add to the team. So feel free to send an email to us. Love your style, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.
You as well. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Okay. All right. So by the way, guys, again, for some of you guys that came in late, tomorrow, I am talking about my book launch, Your Next 5 Moves. This book right here. If there's ever been a time for you to know your next 5 moves, is right now. High school graduating, college graduating, you know, not knowing what to do with your kids after the pandemic, knowing how to move your business. Tomorrow, I'm sharing a chapter with you guys. To register for my webinar, you got to go to pbd.live. We're at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And I'm going to give 20 limited edition signed copies of this, the book cover, tomorrow. I'll be giving this to how many people, Mario? 20 of them. So go to pbd.live and register. I'll do one more question and then we'll wrap it up. I got a guy here that's graduating. I'm going to call him up. Where you at? You asked me a question on Twitter. I'm about to graduate. What should I do? You're the last one and I got to call my attorney here. All right, here we go. By the way, if you guys are wondering what's going on with the attorney, catastrophic. I'm being shipped out of U.S. They're saying I talk too much, so I don't know what.
Hello, this is Dylan.
Dylan, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Is this Pat?
It is Pat. So Dylan, you know you got a nice name right there. It's my son's name. Dylan, spelled the same way with the Y.
Nice. Spelled the same way. Perfect. Like Bob Dylan. I love it.
Exactly. So what's on your mind? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I just wanted to connect with you. About to graduate from school, from college,
Okay.
finance degree. I know college isn't the only thing, so a couple of years ago I went and found a mentor in the financial planning industry where I wanted to get my start.
Okay.
Walked into his office and asked if I could intern with them. Started working with them, and it's been 2 years now.
Which company is this?
It's a small independent
Okay.
firm. And I've loved it. My goal has always been to own my own financial company.
So what do you want to do now after working with them? What have you learned? What do you like? What do you not like?
What do I like? I really love connecting with people. I love learning about investments, pitching investments. I like having high-level conversations, right? Sometimes we'll go out and we'll just be out at a restaurant or something and start talking to someone close by us.
What do you not like? What do you not like? By the way, try to give short answers. What do you not like? Yeah.
Sure. I don't like the retail planning stuff, IRAs and all that.
You don't like that
More
stuff?
higher level stuff.
Okay,
Right.
so what do you want to do? Do you want to do more, when you say higher level stuff, you're talking about what? Like leverage buyouts, LBOs? What are you talking about? You want to do bigger stuff?
That's right. I'm going to do more portfolio management stuff,
Okay.
private equity, alternative investments. I want to start getting into that space now.
So who are you studying to go there?
Who am I studying?
Yeah, who are you studying? Because there are a lot of great books and
yeah.
great people to study to learn that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of Ray Dalio, who I know you've had on your program. I watched that interview.
I got
I've just
the other
finished
guys
reading
gotta say.
Principles. I just started reading Michael Bloomberg's autobiography, great financier. Those are the two I'm reading. There's a good book, Masters of the Universe. It's about LBOs.
Have you read Steven Schwartzman's book or no?
Yes, What It Takes.
Yeah, have you read it?
That was so inspiring.
Let me
Yes, I
ask
did.
you: Have you tried to go work with his team?
With Blackstone?
Yes.
No, I don't know. I think they're pretty prestigious. Like but they mainly hire like high level MBAs.
But do you know
From what
how
I've heard.
you know how he got into it? So you can follow the trace that he followed. Think
Right.
about the playbook that he went. You can follow that playbook.
Well, that's what. Okay, let me talk. Like last question, right?
Yeah.
This is the big question.
Tell me.
So Steven Schwartzman, if I follow his path,
Yeah.
right? He went to Yale undergrad,
Yeah.
got his start on Wall Street,
Yeah.
went to Harvard MBA,
Yeah.
and worked at Lehman Brothers.
Okay.
Then became partner, I believe, and then sold it, and that's how he got started. After Lehman Brothers, he started Blackstone, right?
Yes.
So if I'm graduating undergrad finance now, should I be more of an entrepreneurial pursuit, right, and work with my mentor and buy in as partner with the small firm, or should I go off, get my MBA, maybe work at JP Morgan or somewhere, get that big corporate experience, and then branch off and do my own?
How incredible is the guy you're working for right now?
He's pretty good, but it's just a small company, right? It's taken a lot of work to build that up.
No, I'm talking about if you want to do what you want to do and it's big, you got to work with somebody that's a ball busting mofo. You know what? You cannot. The type of person you got to work with is every day you go to work, you're almost a little bit concerned about going to work because you don't know if you're good enough to stay at that place. I don't want to work at a place that they love me and I'm amazing and I'm the best guy. I don't want to be at a place like that. I want to go to a place that I have to up my game. I want to go to a place where I'm uncomfortable a little bit. So who is that person that's going to make you uncomfortable? That's who you want to go to. I don't know who that person is going to be for you. But you seem like a pretty intuitive guy. You already read the right books, all the ones you recommend. You've read the right books. You're young, you're a hustler, you're hungry. If you can find a way to go work with some of those killers that are out there, and there's many of them in the field you're in, if you can find that, do it. If not, if they give you a challenge and they say, go get an MBA, you ask them, while I'm doing this, can you give me a job to work here while I'm pursuing my MBA? And I'm going to show you exactly the progress I'm making. Pay me whatever you want, but I want to already get plugged into the culture. So 2 years later, when you get your MBA, you already fully vested into their culture, and then you play ball. But they already know you're not afraid of them because they're going to want to get a guy like that. So look, for me, I didn't have a 4-year degree. I don't have a 2-year degree. The way I got my job at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter is I submitted 100 resumes. On my resume, I told them I belong at a place like this. I told them I guarantee I'll outwork any broker you have in your office. They thought I was crazy. They gave me 15 interviews. Out of the 15 interviews I got, I applied for Goldman Sachs without a 4-year or a 2-year degree. Goldman would never hire me. You know that. I applied
Right.
to Smith Barney, TD1. I applied to everybody. But when I went in, I was respectful. I was using a lot of levity, humor, fun. But they looked at me and I said, put me up against anybody. Watch what's going to happen. I'm going to give you my best. And they felt it. They hired me. The rest is history. So part of that's going to be with your ability to sell yourself, which you sound a little cocky, which is good. You sound very confident on the phone. You've not once rattled when I said, hurry up. You were kind of take it comfortably. You're going to be on the phones a lot to do deals. I don't know your work ethic. I don't know if you're hardworking or not. That part I don't know about. But go find the right person. Go work with that person. Make your proposition to them on why they should keep you and offer you a job. And then eventually somebody crazy enough is going to like you because you're going to remind them of themselves. Then you get the job. Then when you get the job, prove yourself. Then the rest is history. And I got to let you go, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thank you.
You got it, buddy.
Appreciate
Take
it.
care. Bye-bye,
All
bye-bye.
right.
Gang, tomorrow, what time? 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to pbd.live to register. I'll be talking with you guys a chapter to share with you. You'll be the first to see the chapter. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, everybody. Love you, love you, love you. Bye-bye.